We have some great changes regarding the reading section. For the first time, we are tested on poetic language, poetry. So you have to be familiar with poetic terms. We had never had such questions on SAT, but on the digital set, we have many questions on poems. See, this is a first question asking about the overall structure of a poem. This is another poem, and we are asking about the overall structure of this poem. We will find other questions on poems as well. This is a poem. See, guys, from question 1 through question 11, we have 3 questions on poetic structure. So you have to be careful with that. This is very important now. So you gotta change the way you study. This is the text from now on. We don't have the long passage, the 3-page passage anymore. We have the text instead of the passage. And instead of the paired passages, we have text 1, text 2. That is a great privilege. That is a blessing, of course. See, what we notice is the focus on vocabulary questions. When you have a 3-page passage, and I ask you to understand the main idea of this passage, and you say, Mr. Ihab, I found 5 difficult words. Still, I can figure out the main idea. It is okay. Yeah, you skipped these words because the 5 words out of 3-page passage may represent like 1%. 1%. But now, guys, you have sometimes like 5-line text. So finding 1 word you see for the first time, it means it is a catastrophe. So you gotta know this fact well. From now on, you have to study vocabulary. It is not optional, it is mandatory regarding the digital set. We focus greatly on vocabulary. We find many vocabulary questions, and now there is little room for guessing. Before the digital set, we had the chance to figure out the meaning from the surrounding lines and so on. But now we have little room for that. Then you must study well from now on. You must dedicate an hour to vocabulary daily. Well, I guess that was stated clearly. So poetic language plus focus on vocabulary. Here we have some questions about the purpose. But the way we do such questions with the short text is totally different from the way we do the same questions with long passage. So we have brand new test now. It is too much better for most of the students. I see. But for lazy guys, for those who are reluctant to exert effort, they will find difficulty because you cannot skip now. You have to know the meaning. Do not depend on the surrounding lines. Well, guys, back to the poetic language. The blank includes all of the following except, so we have some terms now, ad hominem, verifiable statistics, I'm using illustrations, social assessment, euphemism, subtle euphemism, deliberate hyperbole, and sincere acclamation and ironic sarcasm. The question seems difficult when it is very easy. The only difficult point is the wording, the diction in the answer choices. The question itself is easy, but not all of the students are familiar with the ad hominem, euphemism, hyperbole, acclamation, irony, sarcasm. Once you are familiar with such terms, you find it very easy. So here, guys, we have some important terms that we will need all over the reading sessions. We have ad hominem, allusion, analogy, anecdote, aphorism, appeal to authority, appeal to emotion, characterization. Well, this is a question for you now. Before we dig deeper in such terms, ethos, pathos, logos. Do you have any idea about these terms? Ethos, pathos, logos. If you have any idea about these three words, raise hand. Muhammad Hassan.
Yes, ethos has to do with authority, and logos has to do with reasoning, and I think pathos has to do with emotional appeal.
But ethos, reconsider ethos, please.
No, I don't know. I took it at school that it's authority.
Well, thank you so much. Pathos, passion, emotions, passion and emotion. Feelings. Sometimes you use this technique. These are different techniques of persuasion. You want to persuade. You want to persuade your mom or dad to approve something. So you can use any of these, ethos, pathos, logos, or integrate the three. Okay, so here, guys, pathos means the use of passion, emotions, feelings. You want something, you want an iPhone 14, and your mom says, no, you cannot get it because it is expensive. So you want to use pathos, you will use emotions and feelings. Mom, you know how I appreciate your efforts, and you use emotions and feelings and passion to persuade. This is a pathos technique. Logos use logic to persuade. Use logic. For example, you say, "Mom, if you buy me the iPhone 14 Pro Max, I will study hard and I will get the phone." That is my equation in life. So that is logos technique. So we have pathos using passion, emotions, feelings, logos using logic. See, logic, path, passion, ethos using morality, using ethics, morality, moral values. So ethos, ethics, pathos, passion, logos, logic. You can use one or any of these or integrated to persuade. Take that into consideration. So when I underline some lines, some words for you, and I ask you to figure out the technique, just focus on the verbs. What verbs do we have here? If I have love, the word hate is something that is pathos. If I have, for example, the word evidence, that is logic, right? If I have honesty, that is ethics, moral values. Well, so this is ethos, pathos, logos. We will explain all of that, guys. Do not worry. For now, a very important term, which is euphemism. Euphemism. That is very important in life. If we apply that, there will be no quarrels at all, no fighting, no battles in life at all, no problems, no issues. If we just filter the words before we say them, do not say what pops up in mind because it may hurt others. Tongue is double-edged weapon. Take that into consideration. So filter what you say in mind, process it in mind first, and then say that. It would be great if you avoid using unpleasant language. Avoid saying unpleasant or offensive word. Use the sugar-coated word. The sugar-coated word of everything. Okay. Imagine if you tell someone that I know that you are homeless. Now you insult. You do not just tell like a statement or a fact or something. No, you insult. When you tell someone you are homeless, you are insulting. And instead of homeless, just say, I know that you are on the streets now, so I have a good solution for you. So you didn't hurt this guy's feelings. And instead of saying you are unemployed, you say between jobs. I know that you are between jobs now. I have a job offer for you. Use the sugar-coated words instead of the offensive language here. So that is a bit humorous. And instead of saying, are you cheating? You can say, are you borrowing answers? And no problem, take action. You are a teacher, and instead of insulting someone or making them feel embarrassed by accusing them of cheating explicitly, just say, I noticed you are borrowing answers, and take the whatever action you want, no problem. But when you hurt this guy's feelings with such bad words like cheating and so on, you commit two crimes. Now, so see, guys, American media used euphemism many times. Instead of using kill, they used depopulated. This occurred many times during the military operations in Afghanistan and Iraq. See the effect of the word. When we say the American army killed 5 people, oh, the Americans may feel, sorry for that, and some Americans may demonstrate something. So, and instead of saying the American army killed 8 Iraqi people, just say the American army depopulated. That is the same thing. Depopulate a place, it means you killed all the people in that place. You know, that is the same thing, but you use a sugar-coated word. So you say, oh, wow, we are very proud of the American army. They depopulated. But if you say they killed, what? Shame on our army. They kill civilians. They are brutal. So that is not okay now. So be careful with which word you choose to express your ideas. And instead of saying someone died, he died, no, use the sugar-coated word or the sugar-coated coated phrase. He is in a better place now. He passed away. So that is fine now, you know. Avoid using the word pregnant because this is offensive, this is rude. Just use expecting. That is too much better, of course. When you tell someone you are old person, whatever their age is, they will get frustrated. No one would like to be described as old, by the way. But you just say you are a senior citizen. That is too much better, of course. I know that this bag is cheap. What are you kidding us? This is offensive word. Go for economical. Economical. So we are familiar now with the term euphemism. Euphemism is very important, of course. Ad hominem. Ad hominem. What is the ad hominem? I watched, all the presidential debates between Trump and Joe Biden. Donald Trump used to use the ad hominem against Joe Biden. So what is the ad hominem? Ad hominem is when you attack the person, not the idea. We are discussing something now, for example, abortion or slavery. So we find someone just attacks the person, not the idea. See, an attack upon an opponent in order to discredit their argument or opinion. So you attack the person, you do not discuss the idea. Ad homonyms are used by immature or unintelligent people, that is true, because they are unable to counter their opponent using logic and intelligence. So they tend to attack the person himself verbally, and sometimes it gets to physical, of course. Okay. Well, so this is person A, person B now. Person A, I think we should spend more money on environmental protection. So this guy discusses the issue of environmental protection. That is an important topic, of course. C now, B, he will not discuss environmental protection at all. You just think that because you are a stupid tree hugger. Oh my God. So this is a good example of ad hominem. You do not discuss the idea, you just attack the person. You just think that because you are a stupid tree hugger. See now, person A, it is crucial that we facilitate adequate means to prevent a degradation that would jeopardize the project. And the person B, you think that just because you use big words makes you sound smart? Shut up, loser. You don't know what you're talking about. What an ad hominem. This is an ad hominem. Well, so you know now the meaning of ad hominem. Epistrophe. Epistrophe is the repetition of words at the end of a clause or at the end of the sentence. So why do authors use such technique? To add rhythm music. So this has something to do with poetry, talking about the rhyme scheme. We will talk about the rhyme scheme just in the second part of the class. And emphasis, to add emphasis as well. So to emphasize the writing, we can, to emphasize the message, we can do that. See, guys. May God bless you. May God keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you. So we repeated the word you at the end of each sentence. That is to emphasize something. Face the dawn, fear the dawn, and on the dawn. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, and reasoned like a child. So what do we call that? We call it epistrophe. We call it epistrophe. Well, guys, this is Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. So that is epistrophe as well. Problem, problem, problem. So what do we call the repetition now at the end of the sentence? It is epistrophe. You may find the heading like that. The usage of epistrophe in the first three lines serve mainly as, and you say, oh my God, can someone please explain for me the meaning of epistrophe? And I will answer this question. This question is easy, of course, but I do not know the meaning of epistrophe. Well, this one now, guys. You know the rhetorical question. A rhetorical question is not a real question. So I believe that Liverpool Football Club is the best in England. And I'm the writer of a text. So I say, and Which club can be better than Liverpool? So that is not a real question. That is a rhetorical question. Because I know and I believe that Liverpool Football Club is the best in England. So that is not a real question. Hypophora, guys, is a rhetorical device where speaker or writers state questions and then answers the question. Should the students wear uniforms to school? The answer is yes. You may find it written like that explicit. So that is hypophora. Easy. What should young people do with their lives today? Many things. Oh my God. The author or the writer provided the answer. So that is, of course, hypophora. Simile. All of you know that. Simile is to liken A and B using like or as. So here when I say our soldiers are as brave as lions, our soldiers are as brave as lions, so that is a simile. He is as funny as a monkey, using as cunning as a fox, so that is a simile. He is like a tiger, that is a simile. What is a metaphor, guys? Well, let's explain. What is a metaphor? Raise hand if you know. That is very easy, but we have to be familiar with such terms. Raise hand if you know. Ahmad Assam and Sulaiman. Sulaiman, go ahead, Sulaiman.
To compare by two different things without using like and as.
Excellent. A, B, no like, no as. So he is a tiger. She is a flower. No like, no as, then it is a metaphor. Well, guys, personification. Raise hand if you know what the term indicate. Personification. Very easy. Rahaf.
To describe a thing with traits that is used for to describe humans or people.
100% correct. Can you give me an example? So this is guys to give the qualities of humans to things. Can you give an example? Well, who can give an
I can't
example?
think of any.
No problem at all. Like when they left the house, the walls cried. Can the walls cry? No, people only, humans. So when I say that the walls cried, it is a personification because I gave the quality of cry that belongs to humans only to things. The flowers dance. Can the flowers dance? No, people can. So I give the quality of dancing to a thing, which is a flower, that is personification. Personification. Well, you know that, guys, onomatopoeia, of course, is the sound. Onomatopoeia is the figurative term for words that represent sound, like these words. Well, Onomatopoeia. Important term. Very easy. You just need to know onomatopoeia is the figurative term for a word representing sound, like buzz, Shakespeare's Tempest. Parallelism, very easy. So the parallelism in reading is a bit different from parallelism in writing. Parallelism or parallel structure is when phrase in a sentence have similar or same grammatical structure. Its most basic usage. Parallelism provides a phrase with balance and clarity for the rhythm as well, or rhythm. See the parallelism here. I have a dream that one day, I have a dream that one day, I have a dream that one day. Regarding writing rules, we don't like repetition, but on the reading section, we find the repetition and we are asked about the purpose of repetition. So we notice now the repetition, and the repetition here is very effective. When you say, for example, many times, Germany jeopardizes our democracy. Germany jeopardizes our freedom. That is good repetition, of course, because you need to emphasize something. You are the president of USA. You want to convince the people, you want to persuade the people to take action. We need to declare war on Germany. So the president in need for like persuading the nation, for conveying a message to them that Germany is a great risk on the world and on the nation. So we need to attack Germany using the military force. This is very important. Aphorism. Aphorism. Aphorism is a short, concise statement expressing wise or clever observation or truth. This is like wise saying. See, this like this one. When the cat's away, the mice will play. It means people become unruly when authority is absent. This is true. Guys, this is a bit difficult now. I will ask you to understand aphorism and explain it. So, this is aphorism. When the cat's away, the mice will play. It means that if you don't have someone to supervise you, you will act in an unruly way. You will not study, for example. You will just keep playing video games. So that is when the cat's away, the mice will play. Fish and visitors smell in 3 days. What does that mean? Raise hand if you can explain it. Fish and visitors smell in 3 days. Who can explain it? What does it mean? What does this aphorism mean? It seems difficult. Fish and visitors smell in 3 days. Good, Rahaf. Who else? Three days. Okay, Anis. Huh. Aphorism, guys. You must be familiar with understanding aphorism. Hmm. Very good, Abdulaziz. Well, guys, here we go. If I say fish smell in 3 days, that is logical, yeah. We get aphorisms from folklore most of the time, by the way, guys. From folklore. So if you didn't preserve fish in a fridge or something and keep it out, after 3 days, of course, it will smell, right? That is easy to understand. But what is difficult to understand is visitors smell in 3 days. Yes, it means don't stay for too long. If you stay with a relative is something. So imagine, guys, you have your room and your parents tell you that your cousins will arrive today and someone else will stay with you for like a week. You will not endure them more than like 2 days and you want them like leave, right? So no one can withstand, no one can endure strangers or even relatives for more than 2 days. And the third day you smell, it means no one will endure you. You must leave. So this is the meaning of fish and visitors and smell in 3 days. The second one is easier. Three may keep a secret if two of them are dead. Raise hand if you can explain that aphorism. Raise your hand if you can explain that aphorism. Muhammad Abdul.
Yes, sir. It means that if two ones are dead, they cannot speak, and the last one wouldn't know why they died, or maybe a reason. So he won't also speak, and he may be the only one who keeps the secret.
Okay, thank you. Muhammad Asam. Thank you so much, Muhammad
I
Asam.
think because the secret is known to two people and yourself. So if that two are dead, you're still alive and you won't say the secret to another person. So it's kept.
Mhm. Three may keep a secret. Three. It means you plus two other guys. And I say three may keep a secret if two of them are dead. So it means if these two are dead, we can call it a secret. If you tell something to anybody, it is not a secret anymore, of course. So here, guys, three may keep a secret if two of them are dead, means that do not tell anybody any secret about your life. That is not a secret, even if you tell it to someone, to just one. To just one, it is not a secret. So here, three may keep a secret if two are dead. It means that the secret will be with one person only. If two are dead, still now the secret is with you only. It is called a secret. If someone else knows it, it is not a secret and it will not be kept. Everybody else will know about it. So that is the meaning of three may keep a secret if two of them are dead. Well, what does this mean? If you would know the value of money, try to borrow some. Huh? Some only? This one is a bit difficult. Hamad Assam, go ahead.
I think it means that if you borrow money, you will be in debt. So you'll know the value of money. You can't know the value of money if you don't have a debt on you, and you don't know if you will be able to pay it or just get imprisoned.
Yes, that is 100% correct. If you would know the value of money, try to borrow some. Imagine that you are in need and you borrow some money from a friend or a relative. He would call you like 5 times daily. I need my money. So you know now the value of money, the money you used to waste, the money you used to spend on trivial stuff. So if you want to know the value of money, try to borrow some. This one now, who can explain it? The cat in gloves catches no mice. Muhammad, Muhammad Abdullah, go ahead.
It means, sir, because a cat uses its paws to catch mice. So if it wears its gloves, it cannot harm those mice. So it cannot catch them.
Yeah, that is totally correct. But what is the message you got from such aphorism, from such sentence? We have shallow meaning and deep meaning. What is the deep meaning?
Maybe if someone gets too laid back and doesn't exercise his hobby as much, if he tries to get back into it, he won't be as efficient as before.
Okay. Thank you so much, Muhammad. I really appreciate that. Rahaf, what is the deep meaning of number 4?
I think it means if you're always afraid and cautious, then you cannot achieve your dreams.
100% correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, if you are afraid, if you are not courageous, you will not achieve your goals. Well, now this one, guys. He that cannot obey cannot command. What does that mean? Muhammad Assam, go ahead.
I think it means that you should obey the rules or someone that told you something to be able to give instructions later on to someone else.
100% correct. Excellent. Well, number 9. Well done is better than well said. Excellent, Rahav. Well done is better than well said. Go ahead, Rahav.
It means that you have to show action instead of just saying, oh, I'll do that, and then you don't. You have to do action.
Give me another aphorism that equals number 9. Can you?
No, that's what I thought.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Muhammad Assam, can you give me another aphorism for number 9?
No, I don't think so.
Actions. Muhammad Abdullah.
It's like actions speak louder than words.
More than perfect, Muhammad Abdullah. Excellent. That is 100% correct. Excellent, Muhammad Abdullah. Well, break time now, guys, and we'll be back at 4:10. Break time. Well, guys, back again. So what is the allusion? Allusion is a very important term. It means reference to something, a reference to a literary piece or a, real, a religious text, a holy book. For example, I can say that he loved her more than Romeo loved Juliet. This is a reference to Romeo and Juliet, written by the greatest playwright ever, William Shakespeare. So that is literary allusion, literary reference. I may make a biblical allusion, referring to something in the Bible. I may make a Quran allusion as well, referring to a story mentioned in the Holy Quran. So we have two types of allusion. Allusion means reference. I describe something as an allusion if it refers to a literary work or a holy book. See, this is an example. He has gone down the rabbit hole. This is an allusion to the bizarre and fanciful episodes in the story Alice in Wonderland. So this is the allusion. Analogy, which is a very important word. An analogy is comparison, but it is not like a simile. For example, a simile is between A and B, but a comparison is A, B, C, D. How come? An analogy is when you liken something in something to something in something else. For example, a weapon to a soldier is like what to a student who can complete it. A weapon to a soldier is like what to a student. No problem, Hamid. Send in the chat box, guys. Okay, no problem. A weapon to a soldier is like book, pen, education, all are correct. There is distinction, by the way, but the three work. Weapon to soldier. So A, B is like something, book, for example, C to a student, D. So we compare, and in the comparison, we have four items. While a simile or metaphor contains only two items in comparison. Analogy, if I tell you guys that someone who lived in 1684 is a miser, unwilling to spend money, and I tell you that if this guy is with us now in 2022, would he buy iPhone 14 Pro Max or, for example, iPhone 10. Of course, this guy would go for the cheap choice, the economical choice, which is iPhone 10. So that is what we call analogy. This guy lived in 1684. They didn't have cell phones at all, but according to your understanding of the characterization in the text, just try to apply what you understood on a new situation. This is analogy. I give you an example now of analogy. And pay attention, please. Yeah, well, choose this one, guys. Which of the following is most analogous to the situation described in 5 to 10? We have a situation described here. Which situation from these is similar to the situation I highlighted? So here we have a situation, we need a similar one. Give it a try. Should I zoom in? Analogous means similar. From the word analogy. Well, guys, this question is difficult, by the way, but to my surprise, I have 100, no, not 100, 90% of correct answers. Wow. From all who sent just one wrong answer. And the question is difficult. This type of questions is classified as maybe the most difficult type of questions. as it addresses high thinking level. Well, now guys, it is 80%. Well, here we go. Let's explain that because I'm afraid the percentage gets to like 40 or something. It is 60% now. You know, well, guys, all of you pay attention, please. It seems difficult, but it is not. Let's understand the situation in these lines. And I ask myself, what changes occurred? Let's see. With big data analytics, one can finally see the forest instead of the leaf. So, wow, I can understand everything now. This guy, the writer of the text, indicates that with big data, I can move from the narrow scope of seeing the leaf of a tree into seeing the whole forest, right? So see, with big data, one can see the forest instead of the leaf. Easy. Moving from, so I'm now talking about a situation in which I moved from narrow scope to wide scope, right? Which example gives the same relationship, gives the same message that I can see the wide scope with big data analytics? Actually, the answer is C, that a tourist is able to see or observe the whole city equals the whole forest, the whole city, and the surrounding regions from skyscraper. From a skyscraper, you can observe the entire city. So with big data analytics, you can see the whole city moving from the narrow scope to the wide scope. If you are a pedestrian walker in the street, so that is first person viewpoint. You see only what you focus on, what you look at, like a restaurant, maybe a club or something, but you will not be able to have an aerial shot. To do that, you can look from a skyscraper so you see everything. The scope will be wider, of course. So what is similar to seeing the forest rather than seeing the tree or the leaf or solid on the leaf? What is similar is seeing the whole city from a skyscraper. Let's see A now. A scientist makes a groundbreaking discovery and receives an award. Did we mention here something about like when you exert an effort, you get a reward or something? I give you a situation that equals this one. Okay, like for example, someone or a footballer who played well and got an award as the best player in the match. That's it. It can be after scoring like 3 goals. So after scoring 3 goals, a player got an award of the best player in the match. This equals A. A scientist makes a discovery, received an award. But that is not similar to the case we see now. Classical musician successfully releases an album of contemporary songs. No, that is totally incorrect because it is an example of changing your ways, of being resilient. For example, a novelist who used to write in formal language tended to write in slang language. It equals B, classical musician successfully released album of contemporary songs. Answer choice D. A private company partners with a local government to build a new shopping district. So we are talking about partnership now. Do we talk about partnership here? No. So answer choice D cannot be correct at all. In the example given, I'm talking about having aerial shot, having wider scope with big data that equals C. When you observe the entire city, the wider view. I give you another one. Okay. This one, guys. Which of the following is most analogous to the situation described in this text? Take your time. Hundred percent of correct answers. Marvelous. Believe me, guys, the students of grade 11 and 12 suffered doing these questions. Wow, 100% of correct answers. Send the answer, guys, do not worry. You know what, guys? The normal thing is to answer incorrectly. This is so normal. It does not mean that you are bad at English or something. No. Muhammad Abdullah, correct answer. Rahma. Rahma Muhammad. Muhammad Asam. Anas. Rahaf. Muhammad Muhannad Walid. Excellent, Muhannad. Well, guys, let's explain that. Let's understand the situation, not just read the situation. What do I have here? People made a change. Science fiction writers absorbed no reality stated before, something is said before, a reality, a no reality. Soon, as a result, after that, they changed the setting. Moon and asteroid replaced Mars and Venus. They used to make the setting Mars and Venus, and now they changed it to be Moon and asteroid based on the new reality. So they absorbed the new reality. They took the new reality, accepted it, and based on that new reality, they made changes. So they are resilient with the new updates. This is what we need now. See, guys, the correct answer A. A writer realized he is unlikely to become successful. I know now this is the new reality. This is the new realization, the new reality that I'm a writer. I know that I will not become a successful novelist. So according to the situation here, you must change, make modification. Do not insist to be a novelist. You now have a new reality. You know that you cannot be a successful novelist. Do something else. He accepted a job at a magazine instead. He didn't insist like that. No, I will be a successful novelist. I will try and try and try and try. That is not similar to the example I have now. The example I have in the text is science fiction writers absorbed a new reality, therefore they changed the setting. So they are flexible. You need to be flexible. And this guy in A is flexible. He know that he cannot be a successful novelist. That's why he decided to accept another job. While in C, guys, a musician continues. This is exactly the opposite of the example. The example, in the example, science fiction writers didn't continue to set Mars and Venus as the setting of their stories. No, they changed it. But this guy didn't change it. This guy continues. So this is totally wrong. A pilot is forced to make an emergency landing after encountering bad weather during a flight. Is forced to, it means that he didn't make a decision. He was forced to do that. While science fiction writers in the example made that out of free will. We know that things changed. Science provided us with a new reality. We have to accept it. That's why we will change the setting. Well, this guy is forced. Were science fiction writers forced to do anything in this example? No. Then it cannot be C. C is wrong as well. No one forced them. And no emergency at all. A politician retires. Retires means give up. Did the writers, the science fiction writers, give up? in the example? No, they are flexible. We used to set Mars and Venus as the places of our stories, and now we have a new fact from science, so we have to be flexible. Let's change Mars and Venus. Now moon and asteroids will be the settings. They are flexible. They didn't give up. They didn't stop. Here, politician retires means stopped working. I will not work anymore. This is totally incorrect. Science fiction writers didn't stop writing. No, they just changed the setting. So answer choice D is wrong as well. Okay. See, guys, how SAT English addresses mental potentials, especially reading. If you like thinking and mental potentials, you will enjoy the upcoming classes. You will enjoy reading even more than writing. Well, guys, another question. This one, guys, go ahead. Another intellectual challenge for you. Well, guys, here we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, Anas. Pay attention, please. Muhannad, marvelous Muhannad. Muhammad,
Yes, sir.
does Muhammad help you with something?
No, no.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Marvelous. Well, guys. You know what, guys? The difficulty level of such a question is challenging. This is for exceptional students. Challenging. That is not just difficult, it is very well. We have, of course, more difficult questions, but I encourage you, you know. But actually, yeah, this is very difficult to believe me. Anyway, let's explain that. Here, guys, in this passage, or in this text, I have two types of scientists. I have experimental and theoretical. First of all, I need to figure out what does he ask about, similar to theoretical. Similar to theoretical. Well, experiment. So I need the theoretical. Experimental, guys, experimental. Like to observe. So observation belongs to experimental, not theoretical. I'm asking about theoretical. So here I can, from the first glance, get rid of A. Because the word A contains the word observe, and observing was the focus of experimental, not theoretical. B, here I have rebuilt. An astronaut undergoes years of training to preparation. Let's understand the viewpoint of theoretical physicists from the text and decide. Let's read. We said that experimental scientists focus on observing. Why? Theoretical physicists, on the other hand, are not satisfied with observing. They didn't like just observing. They wanted change the color. They wanted to know why. So theoretical physicists want to know the reason. Theoretical physicists wanted to understand, not just to notice and write. They wanted to understand, to know the reason, to know why. They want to explain. They wanted to explain. Well, so I know now. Here I must write. So they wanted to know why, plus the word explain. Well, here rebuilding does not correspond to knowing why or explaining or finding the reason. An astronaut undergoes years of training to prepare. This is preparation, this is training. It has nothing to do with knowing why or explaining. So C is wrong as well. C now, guys, answer choice D, please. A linguist seeking to discover. Seeking to discover equals to know why. I want to discover something. It means I want to know the reason. I want to know the reason. The underlying features common to distantly related language. So this guy in answer choice D is the only guy from A, B, C who wanted to know the reason, who wanted to know why, who wanted explanation, who wanted understanding. So that makes D the best answer. This guy wanted understanding, seeking to discover, knowing why, explaining equals what we have here for theoretical physicists. So D is too much better than any other answer choice. Well, um, Okay. If you cannot understand something, guys, raise hand. It is okay. Well, now another question that is like pop-up challenging questions. Oh, well, guys, this one, the reference to a red color in line 10 serves mainly to, so we need the surrounding lines. Understand the surrounding lines, not just line 10. You know what? As I told you last time, guys, if you find the basic meaning of the word in the answer choices, this is wrong. The first meaning is usually wrong because they will not test you in the first meaning. They know that you know it. Well, here, when they give you a specific line, it means that the answer is not in this line. It will be in the surrounding lines, before, after, as a general rule. So try to give it a try. What is the importance of mentioning the color red in line 10? Give it a try and I will explain it when you send the answer. Just give it a try. Here we go. Anas, you destroyed English, Anas, by your message. Well, of course, Muhammad Abdullah. Of course. Well, guys, the answer is Of course. Let's see now. I will think this way. This is line 10. The color red. I must say, is the test maker naive that he gives me the line reference and I find the answer in the same line? Of course not. So I do the surrounding lines technique or the circle technique. I will end up with reading what comes before in this case, because line 10 is the very first line of the paragraph. So it almost likely to find the answer in what comes after. Two drivers and the color red means stop. Okay. So two drivers, the color red means stop. But two traffic engineers use another color now. Two traffic engineers, the same color tells them leap into action. So what do I notice now? The same color tells the drivers to stop and tells engineers to do the opposite, to leap into action. So mentioning the red color here is to indicate that drivers and traffic engineers can react to information in different ways. The same piece of information, which is red, color red now. This is a piece of information. For drivers, stop. When you see color red, you stop. But for engineers, when they see the color red on the map, it means hurry up. We must leap into action. So, same piece of information, different reactions by different people. So it is A. Sorry, B, I mean. Answer choice A does not make any sense at all. Emphasize the importance of obeying traffic signals. Did I say that here? I just said when we drivers see color red, it means we stop. But I didn't say anything regarding obeying or disobeying. Explain why traffic engineers are more active than other workers. Did I do such comparison here, guys? Did I make comparison between engineers and other workers? No. Point out striking feature of the map in Boston City Hall. No, as well, that is totally incorrect. We are not talking about a feature. We are talking about a piece of information that the color red indicates. So it is not a feature. If you choose D, you ignore the part about drivers. You just focus on the part of traffic engineers because it occurs in the Boston City Hall on the map, and Boston City Hall, but you do not focus at all on the part regarding drivers, so that is totally incorrect. While B is comprehensive about drivers and traffic engineers reacting differently with the same piece of information. So B is too much better. Guys, it is not about the shallow meaning. It is about the deep meaning. I need to understand first. So first step, read. Second step, process the information. Understand. Do not read and then answer. No. Read and understand, then choose. Most of the guys err in such difficult questions because they just read and then directly choose. So you didn't give yourself a chance to understand the deep meaning of something, you just understand the shallow. So here, if I just read to drivers that the color red means stop, so I choose A. Emphasize the importance of obeying traffic signals because here to drivers, stop. Red means stop, obey. This is shallow meaning. I must read the surrounding lines as I told you. Okay. The last question of the day is this one. The author mentions sensors, cables, signals in line 15. Read the surrounding lines. In order to, you choose. This is the last question, Anas. محمد عبد الله. محمد عصام. This text, guys, reminds me of Sahir. This is similar to Sahir's system in okay. Well, guys, all of you pay attention. First of all, guys, we wish Morocco the best of luck today. See how I will answer this and pay attention. Sensors, the cables, the signals. In line 15. Well, in answer choice A, I see the word problem. Are the surrounding lines talk about sensors, cables, signals in a negative way? If in a negative way, I choose A. Let's read now. Traffic control centers like this one, a room cluttered with computer terminals and live video feeds of urban instructions represent the brain of a traffic system. So here, the previous sentence makes comparison between the traffic control system and the brain. Well, the series network of sensors, cables, and signals are the nerves connected to the rest of the body. Guys, do we have any negative tone here? No. Then it can never be A. A is totally wrong. Well, B, point out differences between traffic control centers and the brain. I just said that we are talking about similarity between traffic control centers and the brain. I say traffic control centers represent the brain. And now in B, you say the difference between traffic control centers and the brain. The opposite is correct. The opposite. Well, let's check now answer choice C. List items. List items found in control centers. Guys, in the control center is like a room, just a room, in which traffic engineers just notice what changes occur on a map. They see a screen in which indicates there is like congestion in King Fahd Road. So try to leap into action now. We must leap into action. What should we do? This is what they say based on the information sent from the sensors. Where are the sensors? In the room? In the traffic control centers? No. The sensors and cables are on the streets. So the signals, yeah, the signals are in the traffic control center, but sensors or cables are on the streets beneath the pavement. See here, magnetic coils of wire lay just beneath the pavement and the street, guys. Not in the room in the traffic control center. So these items are not found in traffic control center. Not all, just this one. The signal, I see the signal, yeah, in the traffic control center, but I do not see the cable because the cables and sensors are on the streets of Riyadh, not in the control center, of course. So C is totally incorrect. While answer choice D, the correct answer states that to provide examples of ways drivers' actions can be monitored remotely. Yes, the whole system, including sensors, cables, and the streets, plus signals on the map in the traffic control center, all guys indicate that we can monitor the driver's actions remotely. The traffic engineer is in a room and he knows what you are doing in like King Fahd Road. So it is D, of course, because I say sensors, cables, and signals are the nerves connected to the rest of the body. There is an extended comparison, by the way. So answer choice D is the best answer. Well, guys, have a great day. I will send you the video. Do not worry. Make sure you send the tasks, please.